G'day everyone. Today we're doing something I don't spend enough time doing, and that is seed preparation. A lot of seeds you can just take out of the packet, chuck in a punnet, and they'll grow. You know, lettuce and leafy greens, those sort of things are like that. But others, we need to do something special for them. And really we've got two different styles here that we'll be doing. First one is just soaking. So we've got some seeds here that got these little containers which are quite handy. And this is an Indian bale, an Indian fruit. And it's got a very hard outer coating. So what we do is we soak it in lukewarm water for about 24 hours. I did these middle of yesterday afternoon. So it won't quite be 24 hours when we plant them, but should be enough. Another one we do this to is Indian gooseberry and custard apples. So anything with a hard outer shell, you're going to have to do something just to weaken it. You can also scarify them, which is a fairly straightforward process. Or get an emery board or a nail file or something like that, and you just gently scrape along part of the seed shell, and that will allow it to crack open a bit easier. I've done that with a few of them, not a lot of success, but hey, some of these seeds are hard to germinate. The other thing we've got to be aware of is a lot of seeds, particularly those from the Northern Hemisphere, require a period of cold before they'll actually germinate. You need to give them a winter so that they know winter's over, warms up, it's spring, and they can grow. Aren't plants a wonderful thing with a memory like that? But anyway, I don't have a cold winter, so I've got to pretend. And the way we do that is we actually just cold stratify, which means sticking them in the fridge. Now, I've been doing a bit more reading on this, and it says not to put them in the freezer. And I have been doing that in the past. So we're not going to put these in the freezer, but we need to put it with some growing medium as well, which again is something I haven't really been doing a lot of. I have occasionally, but not often. And a few different ways we can do this. So here we have Tasmanian snowberry. Now these, very, very small seed, as you can probably see there, I'm going to do with a paper towel. So let's get our paper towels. Don't want that bit. And I'm just going to tear off a small bit of paper towel. I'm going to fold it up like so till it's about that size. So it's going to fit inside the seed packet. Going to dip it in water. Make it nice and damp. We open our seed packet up. And we'll just slot our wet paper towel, fold it over a few times, in here. And you can see the seeds will stick to it, which will make it much easier for us to get out and plant when the time comes. It has the moisture. It'll go in the fridge. We will keep an eye out for mold. And hopefully, come late autumn, we'll be able to plant these out and they'll germinate. So they need at least a month, preferably 3 months, in the fridge to cold stratify. So I'm going to do a few more of those. And just as an idea, I've got silvan berries, Marion berries, all kinds of berries which are not common or available in supermarkets. Another option for cold stratifying is to use peat moss. Now this isn't my favourite, and I'll show you why. We'll get one of our berries out that need to be cold stratified, and I'll use one with a fairly large seed. So this is American brambleberry, and again it needs to be cold stratified. So what we're going to do is we have this peat moss, and because we need to put some form of growing medium in there, I'll take a pinch of peat moss and drop it in like so. Get some water, and just a little bit, probably better with an eyedropper or something here. That will be careless. We don't want too much water in there. And that peat moss will absorb the moisture and swell up. We'll mix our seeds through. And this is probably a more reliable way of getting germination, but you can't separate out the seeds easily. You can get them out, but it's a bit messy. Whereas if we look at our paper ones, very easy to see where the seeds are. And I think it'll be much easier when we come to actually put them in soil. So I'm going to go through and do a vast number of these berries, leave them in the fridge until probably late autumn, and then I'll plant them out and put them in my greenhouse with lights and heat mats, and hopefully have them established enough so I can put them out in the garden in summer, which is their real growing period. So if I can get established seedlings by the beginning of summer, I'll be a happy fella. One of the other seed preparation things we do, now it's not really seed prep, but I've done a little bit on this before. That is a flower that has died, in this case a marigold. And if I get it like so, and pull, I have a huge number, oops, dropped a few, of marigold seeds. So I'm going to go through and just get a few of these done. Just pick them as they die off, just pick them, store them away, and I'll show you how many we get from 4 little flowers. Now I dropped quite a few, but that's what we get from 4 flowers. And as an example, I bought those for about $4 or something because I wanted a different colour. All my marigolds are just the standard yellow ones. Great Australian salute, flies are out. $4, 100 seeds. I reckon there's easily 100 seeds in there and absolutely nothing. And I'll keep getting these seeds, I'll save the other marigold seeds, and we have free marigolds forever. And I do that with quite a few other things. Some things you can't because of cross-fertilisation, but most flowers you can, and also fruit. So if you've got any hints, let me know in the comments. Have you done the cold stratifying? Has it worked? Hasn't for me a great deal, has occasionally, but not a great success rate. So I hope you found that at least a little bit informative. I'm still experimenting, still learning. Stay tuned, and I'll let you know how it goes. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Enjoy life. I'll catch you in the garden.